Hey guys, it's tonight. I know you're watching this tomorrow, so bear with me. Hopefully I won't have any interruptions at the house. What I'm reading today is called My French Teacher Tried to Kill Me by Anthony Horowitz. So this is a little different than what we've read so far. When I was 12 years old, my French teacher tried to kill me. It was my own fault. I'd followed him back to the staff room after class and had listened as he made a private telephone call to a number in Berlin. That was when I had discovered that he wasn't a French teacher at all. Marc-Pierre Saint-Jean Rosson was actually an international assassin, pretending to be a French teacher. ... And what better place than a shabby private school in a quiet corner of North London? I'd always suspected it. Those gray, ugly eyes, the rubbery skin, the sheer amount of hair in his nostrils. No teacher could really be that ugly. And what about the oversized hearing aid he was always wearing? It had to be some sort of radio receiver beaming in his latest instructions. The bad news was that he'd seen me following him. He knew that I knew, and he couldn't risk anyone else finding out. The next day in class, I saw him walking purposely towards me, trying to look normal. But now, I realized it was just an act. He leaned over my shoulder, pretending to examine my work, and I heard him whisper in my ear, "Au revoir, Monsieur Horowitz. You should not have meddled in my affairs." At the same time, out of the corner of my eye, I saw 6 inches of pointed steel on some sort of hidden mechanism slide out of his sleeve. He intended to finish me, right now, in the middle of French dictation. I only had one chance. There was a bottle of ink on my desk, and the lid was off. Tells you what kind of story this is. Casually, I reached out and took hold of it, then flicked my hand forward. The ink splattered over his face and into his eyes, momentarily blinding him. In the same instant, I rolled my feet up and kicked against his desk. The back of my chair crashed into his stomach, and as he doubled over, I lashed upward, driving my fists into his... Of course, none of this is true. But this is the dream I used to dream in about every French lesson. I'd let the sound of Mr. Robson and his subjunctive verbs fade into the background, and for a moment I'd forget that I was lonely, unhappy, and bottom of the class. And later on in geography, I'd grapple with Mrs. Buxted, who was quite obviously an alien, who intended to suck my brains out with a straw if I let her. And then in math, it would be the turn of Mr. Priestley, who had no reflection when he went past a mirror, and who, I was certain, never went out in the sunlight. And now, my French isn't up to much. I can't tell you the capital of Ethiopia, and I couldn't work out how long it would take me to get there. But if you ask me what it was like to be a guy, well, for me, doing badly at school was part of the answer. I hated school, but I still enjoy the dreams.